Turn me on and turn me up with your gaze. You could make me feel oh so much with your ways. It's so perfect the way you play me. It's magnetic the way you pull me into you. The way you
So picking that one up, looking to see what Clear will take here in the top lane matchup. Galio is something we saw quite a while ago as a counter to Rumble, but more recently has gotten some buffs which make it very relevant. I think there's a lot of scaling elements on the BNK FearX composition. You know, the Sivir and the Rise going to be big problems later on if they're not dealt with, but the engage, the team fight potential of HLE is really strong, and toying with the ideas of a potential swap, which would make the Galio extremely uncomfortable. We know Zeus can play Yone.
I mean, this was the Yone team with Zeus and Zeka. It always got banned in the past, but I think, you know, eventually Yone kind of fell out of the meta. But they're still going to bring it out every once in a while. And Chovy just played Rumble in mid. Obviously, that was into, I think it was TF, right?
In is we kind of talked not the best start for Kellen there, getting chunked out there. Interestingly, Bluffing's gone heal, not ignite. I feel like when you are putting more emphasis on the kill lane, especially into Karma, yeah, the point I was going to make is we talked about this a little bit at the start of the week, how
you got to get it in and early and often, as they say.
yeah.
He ran away from it as fast as he possibly could. Guma is getting run down here, but he's doing a nice amount of damage to Taeyun, so it's very much a close trade here, the barrier.
What BNK FearX are now, so they're looking for Bluffing.
Yeah, he's in a little bit of a rough spot here. Realmorph going to come in. He does have Flash to try to get away. He's just going to get rooted up. Does Flash in the end, and now we got Rise very deep on in this one, so Bluffing does go down, but Kanavi's going to clean up onto Vikla. A lot of members of BNK FearX, though, on the chase here for Kanavi, who's in a bit of trouble. Has a shield, but he's going to be blocked with his Q as BNK FearX just swarm on in and win the fight.
This could have been really risky for BNK FearX. They were so deep in enemy territory and had a Rumble TPing behind. If they didn't win that fight, it would be so hard to escape. It would be so hard for anyone to be left alive. They might look for Zeus here, though.
Yeah, just waiting in the brush, and he's going to flash and still get hit by the taunt. That's really rough for Zeus as, yeah.
Navi looking back in the third grub. Now looking for damage onto Clear here.
Yeah, we got a Vi up on the top side. Clear has Flash, but he's just saying, okay, I'm going to taunt and try to flash away afterwards as Kanavi goes deep for it, hits the turret.
So many dive threats, so much engage potential from HLE. You just have to mitigate that, survive, keep your backline safe. They're starting to fight aggressively, though.
Yeah, Kanavi just essentially baiting that one. The bullet time doesn't really do anything, but Vikla's still going to die as Kanavi just backed away and peeled for Zeka. As now the Galio not going to get anything clear, punches the wall, Bluffing gets back in and keeps Raptor around, sacrificing himself at 3, get knocked up by Zeka as BNK get baited into an awful fight for them. Amalite Esports crush them.
All of them on the offset of the fight, you still have so many in the bank to pull out for a re-engage. And when you're playing into a Sivir, I think that does have a good amount of value. Obviously a pick with so much wave clear, very hard to actually cut through. Now they're looking for Clear here.
I mean, there were a lot of people in that brush, and I thought that BNK FearX had an idea. Perhaps Clear was trying to pay for it as they had a couple of members nearby, but all 5 members of Amalite Esports show up. Zeka's very fed. Kanavi's very fed.
They're pinging it, but I just think he's not here in time. That recall timing is so tragic.
Yeah, way too late. They're definitely not getting here. Like, there's just no chance. Raptor's like, oh, wait, you did the Baron? His bluffing is he's gonna get some support from his team. Kanavi's like, maybe I go in. No, I'm just going out. This Zeus did TP behind.
Yeah, they TP Zeus in as well.
They don't seem to know about it, though. It's clear. It's getting run down here. The rest of BNK running back to try to help. Kind of a weird skirmish.
Oh.
Yeah, Raptor's going to go in. He's got the Galio on top. The equalizer doesn't do anything. Good healing on the Zhao as well. And see if they can utilize that.
Rise is approaching level 16. We also have... Okay, Raptor found Kanavi.
Yeah, Kanavi found Raptor as well, and he's going to find out what happens in that case if you just run straight into a Xin Zhao. Raptor as well is just going very aggressive. That's going to be a nice flash away by Taeyun, but he still just gets burst down. Guma, kind of the same fate though, as Zeka doing quite a lot of work here. Flashes in, picks up another one, and now Vikla, he's got clear nearby, and they might just have the damage there. Not able to do it, as Vikla just, wow.
He will have it now.
야 미포 묶었어 미포.
Saying Misfortune.
연애 맞아 연애.
Yone.
It's so much damage, and now he's so fed because they just gave space over to BNK. They fought when they didn't need to, and now we're dealing with some very strong late game carry threats.
Oh, nice angle here from Bluffing. It's going to force Taeyun back, but the issue is nobody's there to really support him. So the execution was nice, but definitely not the right timing to go for it.
Thing like a flash there. I wouldn't honestly mind if Bluffing traded his life for like an 80 carry flash, but it's not to be the case. Now Kanavi in trouble again.
Yeah, he's going to try to ult in, and he doesn't have his flash yet, so he just dies. He was like 2 seconds on his flash. Has so much sustain, and he's so powerful in just a straight up 1v1, as he always is, but especially with the new builds, like, he can't do that at all.
With the Baron, you don't really want to be in the pit against this team composition with so much AoE damage. They need to look for a turn, a quick engage. If they get stuck here, they're just going to get decimated.
I mean, Bluffing going to be spotted, and the Realm Warp will also up to the top side, but they do not take it. Equalizer going to force them away a little bit as they're just going to focus down Raptor just like that as the ultimate over the top from Zeka is beautiful. And Vikla just kind of gets zoned away. He's still alive, does a lot of damage, but immediately just dies to Guma, who picks up a second one. As they haven't dealt with Taeyun though, the bounces do come in and Guma barely takes him down for the triple kill. Yeah, I feel like BNK, you know, as you mentioned, still close, especially if Raptor doesn't get CC'd 100-0, as they're going to try to do the same, but the Crescent Guard does go off. It's a bit early. Flash on in, though. They're trying to burst with Zeus. Look at the damage from the Sivir, and the Rise is absolutely insane. As the Rumble just disappears. Now they're trying to get a little bit more because they lost the Drake. The taunt comes in from Clear. It's getting split up here as Clear's getting low, and now Vikla isolated just dies to Guma, and Zeka's still alive on the left side, and nobody has dealt with the MF. They're finally going to take down Taeyun, as there you go, a quadra kill for Guma, 10k damage.
Vive, then HLE certainly will win this game.
Oh, Raptor's going to go in. That's going to be the Crescent Guard early, as Bluffing does get out. Has to use the depth charge himself.
Raptor looking for Kanavi.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to get on to Kanavi here. The knockup comes in, and Kanavi's isolated. He does have his GA. And down he will go to that GA. Does not get close enough to the wall to flash. A lot of damage does come out from HLE already, but the TP comes in. And now BNK are up a member.
Equalizer still on hand, makes it so risky to go for this Baron. They want to fight.
Yeah, they're just going to drop it down. I mean, Raptor, no Crescent Guard, as Clear is trying to peel for the team, as Taeyun goes in with the Realm Warp, as Zeka wants to put him out of his misery, will be able to do so. Lights up too! Zeka, the hero of the fight, as it should be an HLE victory. The TP immediately comes in, and another quadra kill for Guma on top of it all.
A 4v5 fight win for HLE. Guma just untouchable in this game. 14 Going 1 and 6 on the Misfortune. An absolute hard carry performance. And they're going to put BFX's misery in this game at least 10.
Yeah, wow, HLE. They lose Kanavi, they're like, oh, we don't need him.